Hey Astro Kids, and welcome back. This is your monthly horoscope for February 2021. So first we will start off with the planetary transits. So we are in this Mercury retrograde as of January 28th. And on the 4th of February, Mercury retrograde will shift back from Aquarius into Capricorn. So this is a minor shift as both Aquarius and Capricorn are going to be that Saturnian influence. Aquarius being Mutricone sign, so this is shifting back into more of a docile sign. However, this is a huge factor that is all about society as a whole and how do we restore things? How do we bring things back into a place of stability? And if you would like to know more about this Mercury retrograde, then make sure to check out that previous video on Mercury retrograde. And there will be a card up on the screen right now that you can go ahead and check out. So on the 11th of February, we have a new moon in Capricorn. And I will go into greater depths on that as far as the nakshatra and pada that are being activated here with this new moon. But this is a brand new phase, time to start things fresh, time to start on new projects, push towards new goals with this new lunar phase. Now on the 12th, we have the sun entering into Aquarius. So this is a brand new season that we are shifting into. We are leaving behind Capricorn season, which was all about climbing that mountain to success. And of course, we're not fully leaving this Capricorn season behind as we have that huge stellium in Capricorn that is still affecting us as a whole. But now the sun has moved ahead into Mutricone sign of Saturn. And so now we're seeing more of this different style of Saturn as we're shifting into Aquarius, where this is more about the future, about humanity, about how we can help each other together. And so there is this unifying sense as we're shifting into Aquarius season, where this is all about the good of humanity and how we can push forward as a collective. So huge focus there, and this is especially going to be true as on the 20th of February, we have Venus entering into Aquarius as well. So now Venus is leaving behind Capricorn to shift into Mutricone sign of Saturn as well. And so now this is again about unifying us, but especially with Venus being a relationship-oriented sign. This is about all of us relating together, coming together, finding a way to support one another, how to bring things back. So this is where the focus is at this point. Now this is a difficult journey ahead as we're still being seen these karmic lessons that are embedded in this Capricorn stellium. But as we're moving ahead here, there is a collective vision of how can we move forward? How can we make things happen? These are the questions that are coming up with this Venus and Sun activating in the sign of Aquarius. Now moving ahead on the 21st, we have Mars shifting into Taurus. So we are leaving behind Mars in Aries, which has all been about violence, aggression, this forward movement with Mars and Aries. And we saw that collectively in the world as we've seen these uprisings and riots that started way back in that Mars in Aquarius transit. So there's been a lot of heated energy, a lot of tension, a lot of aggression, a lot of violence coming out through this Mars in Aries. Of course, Mars is in its Mutricone sign in Aries, where there is this very strong aggressive nature that is there, very direct, very straightforward, with Mars in Aries. Some of that calming down as Mars shifts into the sign of Taurus, where we are seeing this energy start to settle. Mars in Taurus still has that dynamicism, that direct forward motion. However, Mars in Taurus is much more slow paced. Now we are thinking in terms of how can we slowly win the race, right? This Mars and Taurus energy always makes me think of the tortoise, from the tortoise and the hare, where there's this forward progress, but it's very slow and graceful in the sign of Taurus, where Taurus really neutralizes that Martian energy. And so we're still seeing this desire to push forward, to advance, to this aggression, this forward motion, but in a much slower, calm down vibration as we're shifting ahead here. So this is a different energy that we are stepping into. And we will see that especially as we are in that moon nakshatra of Taurus, that the energy is much more calm. Now, as we shift ahead into the Mars portion of Taurus, this energy will start to heat up more, right? We're going to see more of that Leo activation moving forward as we are shifting ahead in the sign of Taurus with this Mars influence. So we'll talk about that as we approach that nakshatra. Now, what is also happening is on the 21st, we have a full moon in Leo. So we are closing out this chapter that started off with a new moon in Capricorn. So this is a full moon in Leo, and we will talk more about that in a future video where we will break down the nakshatra and we will break down the aspects to this full moon. But this is a huge time of closing the chapter, on ending a project, on seeing something through to its completion, and especially with Leo being that energy of the king, of conquering, of dominating, of that victory. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at each of the signs. And in this first video, we will start with just the fire signs. So, first sign that we want to look at is Aries. And for Aries, there's a lot going on in that 10th house of career, of status. You have a lot of energy, a lot of focus and drive, especially with Mars sitting in that first house for you. And Mars will shift into your second house as we are moving forward here. But of course, this Mars in your second house can also bring through a lot of focus and drive in terms of your wealth, in terms of your family. And for some of you, you may need to be cautious depending on how this is influencing other parts of your chart, not to be overly impulsive of spending, of splurging with this Mars energy in that second house. But this is a huge moment of driving ahead, of moving forward, of advancing, and really stepping up your game with this activation that we're seeing. And especially when we have this full moon in Leo, this is really going to give you that complete culmination of energy that is lighting up that fifth house of creativity. So this is a huge time in the month of February, this shorter month, to really use this energy, this activation to drive and push forward in your creative projects, in your endeavors. Now that is taking a look at it from the astrology perspective. Let's go ahead and look at the cards that came up. And welcome back. This is going to be the last part of this February 2021 horoscope. And this is for all of the earth signs. So if you are a Taurus moon or ascendant, Virgo moon or ascendant, or Capricorn moon or ascendant, this is for you. So we have a lot that is going on, especially for you, for those of you who have earth signs, as we do have this major Capricorn stellium that is happening in your Trachona houses. And so we're going to start off with those of you with Taurus Ascendant. If you have a Taurus Ascendant, then this means that your stellium is happening up in your 9th house. So this is a time of experience, of gaining new heights, of learning, of receiving help and guidance from a mentor. And so for those of you who need counseling, who need someone to discuss with at this time, this is major that you are seeking out that counsel. We have so much that is going on that you are learning, that you're gaining for some of you from your studies, as this is aspecting your 3rd house. Some of you are learning from those closest to you, from your siblings, from your neighbors, from your loved ones. So this is a huge amount of time to gain wisdom, to gain greater insight within your life. And we do, of course, have this major shadow lesson that's taking place in your 1st and 7th house. And so this is a major time with Rahu in your 1st house, Ketu in your 7th house, where there is an illusion around this all being about you and your life. But really the lessons are coming from other people. The transformation, the spiritual guidance of growth, of renewal, of transforming into your greatest version is going to come through other people. And so you must be focused on relationships at this time. And this is going to help you grow and improve within yourself. So we do have this illusionary aspect of your life that is trying to take you towards self-focused interests. But in order to grow and improve upon yourself, you do have to interact with others. Whether this is your business partners, within your romantic relationship, your friendship, this is a time where you need to be connected. You need to be plugged into your social life. Now we are also going to see this full moon that is taking place in your 3rd house. So this is in your 4th house. So this is a major time for you to release the past, to let go of the past. And this is a similar experience for those of you with a Gemini Ascendant that we discussed before, where this is a time where you don't want to get stuck and caught up in your past, but allowing yourself to work through the feelings, to release, to let go, to move forward. And for many of you who have Taurus Ascendant, your memories, your past experiences are very important to you. So this is a major time of allowing yourself to let go, to make space for the new, as this is going to increase your internal happiness. This is a moment of gaining joy and connection from your relationships. So let's see what the cards say for you, Taurus, Moon, or Ascendant. Well, first card that comes up is the 3 of Cups. So once again, this is about socializing, connecting. This is your time to connect with those around you, as you can receive a lot of support and nurturing from those closest to you, from your friends, from your mentors, from your guides, from your family. And so even though we are in this time of a pandemic, this is still a time of needing to reach out, to connect by phone, by internet, however this is for you. This is your time to be involved with negotiation, with communication, with being socially involved. Major, major position for you for growth, for attaining wealth at this time is going to be through your connections. So next card here is the Empress. Once again, for many of you, there is a female elder in your life that you need to connect with. And this is all about your internal love and peace. Again, we have this illusionary aspect where you are trying to evolve, to grow within yourself, but you must do this by transforming your relationships, by gaining greater insight from others. And so there is, for many of you, a female guide within your life whether this is a physical person, whether this is your marriage partner, or this is a spirit guide. There is a major female influence in your life that many of you need to connect to at this time. And again, this is all about you being social, being friendly, seeking out counsel. This is going to help you tremendously during this time. The next card that comes up is the Two of Cups. Again, major theme around communication, around connection. For many of you, once again, this could be your lover. This could be someone close to you that you need to seek counsel from. And so for many of you, there is someone in your life that you may be neglecting, that you may not be reaching out to. Reach out to this person. This is going to give you tremendous amount of assistance in your life with making your choices, with making those internal decisions. And so for those of you who are in a place of confusion, for those of you who are in a place of indecision, for those of you who are in a place of not understanding what choices to make in your life, seeking out some advice, seeking out some counsel will help you, and this will open up the options for you to move forward. And so for many of you, again, you are avoiding a choice, a decision. You are avoiding this opportunity. And so this is your time to connect to this, to step into this, to use this to your advantage to grow. And for many of you, through your business, through your relationships, you will see growth. So let's go ahead and move on to those of you who have Virgo, Ascendant, or Moon. So if you are a Virgo, Ascendant, or Moon, then you have this Capricorn stellium in your 5th house. And so this is a major time of working on your projects, working on your passion, your inspiration. And for many of you, you are rebuilding something in your life. You are re-innovating this particular area of life. And so for many of you, there is a creative hobby, there is a vision, a passion, an inspiration that you have to slowly work towards. This Saturn energy with Jupiter is giving you slow progress. And so this is time to put in the work. This is time to work towards your achievements. Even if you are seeing delays, even if you're seeing frustration, stress at this time, which many of you are with Mars in your 8th house, then this is time for you to keep moving forward. As Mars continues to progress into your 9th house, you are going to see major changes moving forward, as this Mars is helping you to transform, to grow, to evolve, going through this moment of crisis. And so you are gaining major willpower and strength to reach new heights. Continue with your passion, continue to move forward at this time. And if you are experiencing roadblocks, again, remembering not to push through to put yourself in a place of stress, but to gradually move ahead with this Saturnian influence. Now we are also seeing this full moon that is taking place back in your 12th house. And so this is a major time of releasing old subconscious patterns. For some of you, you may have some health difficulties or some routines that are not benefiting you in the health department that need to be released. And this is not just on a physical level, but for some of you, you have patterns and cycles that are more subconscious that need to be released and let go. And so this is your time to sit in thought and contemplation to realize what are you going to release as this full moon is approaching. So let's go ahead and go into the cards for those of you with Virgo Moon or Virgo Ascendant. The first card that is here is the Knight of Swords. Yes, you have that Mars in your 8th house where you are going through crisis, you are going through challenges. This feels like the fight of your life. And so at this time, again, you want to avoid any stressors or anything that can complicate your health. You want to gradually make that progress. So for many of you, you're in a place of fighting, you're in a place of struggling, of battling, of frustrations. And this is really your time for many of you, to take the time to restore yourself. Next card here is the Four of Swords, restoration. This is in reverse. Many of you are not taking the time that you need to rest, to relax, to rejuvenate yourself at this time. And so for those of you who have Virgo, Moon, or Ascendant, who are used to working, to pushing through, again, you have that Capricorn in your 5th house, where you have a tremendous amount of willpower to push through. But at this time, with Mars in your 8th, you are going to experience frustrations, difficulties, struggles, and this is your time to de-stress. This is your time to take that time to yourself, to relax, to schedule properly, to make sure that you have the breaks in between so that you are not burning yourself out. Again, that first card with that Knight of Swords, you are fighting for your life. You are pushing ahead, but at what cost? Next card here is Temperance. Again, needing to bring your life back into balance. Taking that time that you need for work and play. Many of you with Virgo Moon or Virgo Ascendant are pushing yourselves. You are workaholics. And this is your time to find a balance, to rest, to play, to restore yourself. And so there needs to be a work-play balance at this time, where it's not just about pushing to get to that goal. Your goal is going to develop slowly over time with Saturn that is moving through your 5th house. And so you must take the time to actually take the rest, take the breaks. It doesn't matter how fast or how hard you push through with the work, you're not going to get to a faster result. And so this is ending up in stress and frustration for many of you. And again, Saturn is going to stay in the sign of Capricorn for the entirety of 2021. So you want to make sure that starting now, you're taking this time to manage your time properly so that you are not burning yourself out, frustrating yourself, getting stuck in this place of stress and contemplation. You want to find that inner peace, that balance. Next card here is, the next 2 cards are the Ace of Swords and the Ace of Wands. So we have 2 Ace cards here. Again, there is a new beginning that you're rejecting. Many of you are not taking the time to restore yourself. We have 2 cards that deal with your energy. That Ace of Wands dealing with your passion, your energy levels, your drive, your determination, and that Swords dealing with your mental capacity. And so for many of you, you're not giving yourself enough time to renew your mental health, to renew your energy stores. You are burning yourself out on both ends. And so this is a time, once again, to start fresh, to renew yourself, to get that energy back, to get your mind right, so that you have the energy to push ahead and you're not working yourself to health complications. Last card here is the King of Wands. Many of you can be great. Many of you can enjoy life and to have the passion and the confidence to push forward to reach your goals. But again, you are not restoring your energy levels. And so this power, this passion, this drive is going downward. And notice how the wand is moving down. The energy levels are going down for you. This is your time, once again, to take the rest that you need, to take the breaks that you need, so that you're not in a stressful and complicated position, especially as Mars is continuing to transit that 8th house, making things very complicated for you. Go ahead and move on to Capricorn. So this is for you if you have a Capricorn Ascendant or Moon. We have this entire Capricorn stellium going on in your 1st house. So for many of you, this is continuing to be a challenging year with all of this Capricorn activity. And we are going to see a lot of this shift off into your 2nd house of Aquarius. But Saturn will continue to stay in your first house, and Saturn is your ruler. So this is a time of really gaining self-discipline, really sitting with yourself, doing this slow build-up and maturity. So many of you are in a growth process. Now we also have Mars that is transiting your 4th house, and this will shift off into your 5th house as we continue along February. So this is a major time of connecting with your internal joy and internal peace through these difficult and challenging times of growth and maturity. We are going to see a full moon that is taking place in your 8th house. So again, this is a lot in terms of transformation, in terms of maturity and spiritual growth for those of you with Capricorn moon or ascendant. So let's go ahead and see what is going on in these cards. The first card here is the 8 of Cups. Again, you are on this spiritual journey. You're in a place of retreat where there is a lot that needs to be worked through at this time. So continuing along your path, continuing along your calling, this journey, this is going to continue to transform you and take you through this deep place of healing. Next cards are the Death card and the Devil card in reverse. So many of you are refusing to change, but many of you are also refusing to take on any bad habits. And so there's a fear here in terms of taking the wrong path, doing the wrong thing at this time, and there really is a need to actually just go with the flow, to go with the transformation process, the maturity process. You are going to hit downfalls and challenges and difficulties along this journey, and this is going to continue to go on. Saturn will stay in that first house for the entirety of 2021. And so you're going to continue to go through this transformation process, this maturity process, again with that Death card and that Devil card there. This is a time of facing your own internal struggles, your own internal fears, so that you can grow and reach a new place in your life. And this is something that we will see especially in the month of August, moving forward, as we shift into the season of Leo. So let's go ahead and take a look at our last 2 cards here, which are the 5 of Wands and the 10 of Cups in reverse. And so there is an internal conflict and struggle that is going on, along with this view or this vision in sight of how you want to live your life, of how you want to prosper and succeed in life. And so, again, you are along this path of spiritual maturity and growth, where this is continuing to be a process of going through challenges and obstacles within yourself, facing these internal conflicts, these internal difficulties at this time. And this is a process and cycle that will continue to take place. And so hang on for the ride for those of you who have a Capricorn moon or ascendant. You will continue to mature and grow at this time, and this process will be one that is difficult or challenging, but it will really bring you into a place of strength and of a higher state of being. So major shifts and transformations that are going on for those of you with a Capricorn moon or ascendant. So that was your horoscope for those of you with an earth sign. So for all of my Taurus moon or ascendant, Virgo moon or ascendant, and Capricorn moon or ascendant, this was your February 2021 horoscope. I hope you all enjoyed this. If you liked this video, feel free to leave a like as well as a comment. If you are new to this channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well as the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any new topics moving forward on this channel. So again, that notification bell is going to notify you. If you are in my Facebook group, Astrology Lessons with Daquan, or if you are on Patreon, there are new lectures, and there is a new lecture that was just uploaded today, so make sure to check that out. All of the information is down below in the description as well as the comments. If you are on Udemy, that will be coming shortly, and I will keep you updated. I want to thank you all once again so much for joining and coming on. Let me know how this horoscope influenced you, if it was the advice that you needed, if it resonated. Leave that down below in the comments, and I will see you in the next video.